everyone. Thank you so much for joining. As you can tell, I changed some things up. Please let me know what you think of it. Brought you an intro. I'll have an outro. But first, I'm super excited to, interview this next phenomenal content creator, phenomenal gamer, phenomenal human being. It says it in the title. I'm going to bring him out here in a second. But first things first, I want to get a little bit of some operational, organizational things out the way. First and foremost, thank you so much to Cowboy for inviting me and letting me be part of the Stadia Bash community. I'm super excited about that opportunity, super excited to collab with the other members of the Stadia Bash community. And speaking of Cowboy, if y'all have run into him today, whether it's gaming in a chat, I don't know, seeing flying kicks somewhere, wish him a happy birthday. It's his birthday today. He made it another rotation around the globe, as Squids likes to say. So definitely let him know that. Also, I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I'm going to be interviewing, but I'm really trying to keep, the chat involved as much as possible. So I may be pausing to come back to chat, try and just balance things out. So once again, keep the, questions going, keep the comments going. It really, really helps move things along. It makes it more entertaining, and it's really just about building community. So without further ado, let me bring out today's guest.
Hey everyone.
WiNDStaR! It's super awesome to have you. Yeah, I know you've been in the chat so many times. Really excited to jump in this conversation for multiple reasons, as we'll find out. But, before I do that, before I get my questions out, why don't you introduce us to who WiNDStaR is in your own words?
Okay, so I go by the name WiNDStaR715. I'm a gamer. I've been gaming since I can remember, from Super Nintendo to PlayStation to PC gaming. And I had nothing but PlayStation consoles, so I never really dived into Xbox as much. But now, got into cloud gaming. Started content creating not too long ago, probably November, so 5 months now. It's been a real great journey, and it's been a pleasure. And I'm excited to be here with you, Purple Haze, and I'm glad that you invited me as well.
No, like I said, I'm super excited. And because I have to ask everyone, where's their gamer tag coming from? WiNDStaR actually, it's kind of two different things, right? It's your gamer tag, but it also represents something else. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, before I do that, I do want to shout out Mama Haze. She may be watching, so I do want to shout out Mama Haze.
Thank you. Mama Haze is always watching. There you go. A little push there, Mom, for you to come out onto the camera one day. But keep on going, WiNDStaR.
Nice. Okay. All right. So WiNDStaR. So I have a brand also called Win by Design. So the W is winners, I is innovators, the N is nonstop, and the D is determined. So that is the other meaning. It was never like that. I just liked the element win. It just sounded nice, and the star, and that's how I eventually came with my name. And then I see Lo-Fi there calling me Win-Yay.
Yeah, no, well, shout out to chat out there. I see Lo-Fi, welcome. Ambi, thank you so much. Sanchez, I know, was around earlier. Squids, Ron, Simpleton, thank you all so much for the support. And I also know, WiNDStaR's also broadcasting on his channel. So if you want to see which one has better high def, definitely let us know in the chat. It's all a family here. Super excited just to have everybody here and just building that community that not only cloud gaming, but specifically the Stadia community is really known to have. So thank you. And David Holtz, I see you guys. I'll be coming back to chat throughout the time. So if there's a question, or if y'all just want to while we're talking, have a conversation on the side, as I see y'all are doing, go ahead. I know it's a busy day, or if you're Holtz, it's a really early morning. And Wilson, I think both of y'all, David Wilson, I think both of y'all are pretty early. So with that, WiNDStaR, when was the first gaming moment for you? Like, when did you say, like, hey, I like playing video games?
My first gaming moment would probably be when I was like 5 years old, playing like Super Mario Brothers, and also just watching my brothers play because I'm the youngest in my family, and I had like four older brothers and an older sister, um, and I would just keep watching them play, and eventually when I got my hands on the controller, it just I just it clicked with me like really quick. And I just really enjoyed playing games since then.
No. And I see you out there, Klimax Suave. Great show earlier with Lena Love. If y'all have not seen that Man versus Woman with Suave and Lena Love, check it out. It's amazing. They always have great conversations. Awesome job, Suave. And Wit, thank you so much. I see you merging content creator there. So thank you as well for coming. So you talked about, early on in your like life, 5 years old, you're playing games, older siblings are playing games. I know you have something out before, you have your own introduction video that all of us have seen.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
one of the things I really like is how gaming helped you to read.
Oh, yeah.
Can you dig? Like, I think that's really unique that people don't realize gaming is not just entertainment. It's life lessons, as y'all know. So
Yeah.
tell us about that a little bit.
So yeah, I could dive into that. So my brother was really into Final Fantasy. So like, those games are just text based. And I would just sit there and he would read the stories. He'll read it out loud because I'm watching. And then I'll just pick up words like daggers, castle, knights, and stuff like that. So those were like my very first like words that I could read. And then when I went to like school, those like things really clicked to me, like the fantasy world and stuff like that. So when I was like in first grade, like they would go on talking about like like knights and stuff, and I would just be really intrigued. And then I feel like it really helped me read because I'm just constantly reading the text and stuff like that. Yeah.
No. I'm just laughing out at chat. People are calling out Mama Haze there like Santa. So you started off as RPG gamer.
Yeah.
What's your gaming evolution? Like, where did you go from RPGs? What was your console of choice growing up? What was your favorite game on that? Because was Final Fantasy really your favorite game? Come
on. I mean, it was eventually, but I did evolve. I did evolve a lot. So let's see. I got into shooters too. I was playing Perfect Dark on N64. That was one of my favorite games. They had the laptop gun, and I used to play that with my cousin all the time. Trying to do the challenges. GoldenEye, but I really like Perfect Dark more than GoldenEye just because it seemed a little bit more fleshed out. So I got into shooters early on as well. And then when I was 8 years old, we got our first PC. My brother's friend just, gave us a burnt CD of StarCraft. I was like, what is this? But then, he got it installed.
What they ripped off. When was the last time y'all heard that burned CD? Mom. Let me explain to my mom. She's gonna be like, "Why did they burn the CD?" Mom, that's how you used to record on CDs. Like you would call it burned. It's just you say recording on the CD.
Yeah.
So sorry, they didn't really burn the CD. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I got into StarCraft because around that time, I was watching a lot of Toonami, so anime. I'm really big into anime. And it really reminded me of Gundam Wing, which is like a mech anime. So when
Gundam
I saw,
Wing, of course, it's Gundam's very familiar with our crowd. Okay.
Yeah. And then when I saw StarCraft characters like the Terran, like the humans, they had guns. They're all like armored up. So they really reminded me of like Gundam. And I would watch my brother play again, learn how to go online at like 9 years old. AOL and 56K. Kind of a bad kid that time. I would pretend I was sick. Everybody would go to work, and I would go online, put the 56K in, and people would try to call, but
couldn't get in.
Yeah, they couldn't get in at all. Yeah,
Bad kid, but perfect gamer. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. And Holtz here says you got to teach Holtz the trick because Holtz has been playing Japanese games. It seems like his whole life, but he doesn't know a lick of Japanese. So you got to tell him, how did you learn to read? The comprehension there.
I mean, I didn't know how to read Japanese, but
no, just Holtz, just no licking batteries. Remember, that's what we talked about last time. No licking batteries, not good for you. Also, shout out to Geek the Sneak, watching on WiNDStaR's channel. Geek, let us know if it's at high def over there or not. So definitely shout out to Geek, always in the chats. So you evolution. Don't worry, I did catch you saying that Perfect Dark was better than Golden. I took a little offense to that, but I'm not going to say anything. You see how I did that passively? I kind of said something. Yeah, but no, awesome, great selections. Sorry, N64. You eventually get in PlayStation.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2,
yeah.
PlayStation 3. PC. PC was a big one. Right after StarCraft, went into Warcraft 3, which is one of my all-time favorite games, real-time strategy game. And then after Warcraft 3, that's kind of like how I got my name too. Back then, I was going by a different handle. It was like EX Yahiko, which is like a Japanese character from an anime. So I was going by that name for a while. But then I joined a big clan in Warcraft 3. And then me and one of the leaders, we left and created our own clan, which was Wind. Just, so that's how I eventually just picked up the name WiNDStaR, because I just added the star after it. And then I just rolled with that as my gamer tag since then. Because I didn't want to be known as no EX Yahiko for like a random anime character. So I just evolved.
Purple Haze may or may not have always been my gamer tag. I'm not gonna say like Purple Teen Chick may or may not has also been at one time. We won't go back there, nor will y'all ever use that AIM login to try to ping me on AIM if you still have that. Shout out to Project. I know some of y'all are like, oh my gosh, let me go do it. Project Storm legend here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Definitely inspiration to all of us in everything you did. For getting the community where it is so far. So thank you. Always got to give the legends their due respect.
Definitely. Project Storm was one of the reasons why I started streaming, actually. I was watching him in MM2K like a ton during like last year. Because before I never watched streamers. I didn't know too much about streamers, YouTubers, content creators. But with the Stadia community, I actually start diving into more of the content creators there. And I really looked up to them, and that's why I was like, maybe there's an opportunity for me to like get into it, just because there's people out there doing it. At first I felt like I was older, like I thought it was just for like the younger generation, even though I'm not that old. So seeing other people do it, I was like, I should try to do it. So shout out to another one out there, SPG, Stadia Pro Gaming. He's actually one of the reasons I got into gaming. He used to always hold these Rainbow Six. He still does. Still does Rainbow Six. And so SPG, you were like one of the people who I saw as like, wow, that's really cool, bringing community together. You are always there. Even though when there was that exodus of content creators going to GFN, Stadia Pro Gaming stayed the course, and I really respected that. So thank you so much, SPG, as well as Project Storm, for stopping by. So now you see how you go. Now there's a point to when WiNDStaR goes from being a gamer kid to being a soldier. Da, da, da. Oh, yeah. Right? Like, so I got to call it out. Thank you for your service, first and foremost. If y'all did not know, WiNDStaR is a veteran. Thank you for your support. That's what you like.
Yeah,
thank you as well, Purple Haze.
I always say, I'm always like, well, hey, your tax dollars at work. That's how it is.
Haze is also a veteran, guys.
Oh, no, not about me, not about me. But, no, thank you for that. But so I definitely know when I had soldiers, so I was a commander in the military.
Yeah.
You always have that group of people who are gaming. Like we when we deploy, we only have 2 rucksacks going to the desert, and then you see like Joe Snuffy having a PlayStation. You're like, what the heck are you doing? Like they somehow had this PlayStation. It's like, what? Were you that person?
I was not.
Okay.
I was not. At the very beginning, I wasn't. I was not gonna bring my PlayStation out to the field, where it's like windy, dusty, and all of that. But then I started seeing, soldiers bringing the case, the games case, the Vanguard. It comes with the TV, and then, being a soldier in the military, especially in the field, you're always fighting for the cables, the outlets,
And describe what the field is. You remember, I'm right there. You can't use this like type of lingo. People get triggered. What's the field?
Pretty much. The field is pretty much like when you're out of, doing training far away, essentially in your intense camp, intense with no electricity, hardly any water. I mean, there's water, but
make it miserable. No showers. You're not sleeping. There's constant generators going on. Like food, I don't even remember the food. Like
MREs.
So it's like basically training, right?
Yeah.
You go out and do stuff. And what did you do in the military? If you don't mind sharing.
So in the military, I was active duty from 2013 to 2017. I was an ammunition specialist, which was pretty much keeping accountability of different munitions, rockets, and all of that.
He's being really humble, chat. What he means is like when we play like PUBG and there's like 5.56, 7.62, like WiNDStaR actually knows what that is because he actually handled it and gave it to people to shoot. It wasn't just like
at the range,
like he actually knows the velocity. He knows everything there is to know about that round. So you don't have to be. I know exactly what you did.
Exactly. Yeah. So I did that. I was also cross training as a fueler, which is a 92 Fox. Keeping the generators up, helping recirculate the fuel for Dr. Cheesesteak. What's up, Dr. Cheesesteak? But
wow, shout out to Twitch. Love it.
Yeah, shout out. But yeah, so I was cross training as a fueler as well. I did a lot of things essentially, and then I went on to be an IT
so humble. You're like, yes. When they say American heroes, that's kind of who I was. So humble. I love it.
Also, so I was in the aviation unit, so I was around a lot of planes and aircrafts. So I gave rockets to them and keep accountability of the rockets. So it wasn't just 5.56, 7.62, and all of that.
It's big stuff. Mark 19, big rounds. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Oh wow, sidewinders and the whatnot. Oh my gosh. So how did you stay in touch to gaming? So you're doing all this, right? You go to the field. You're just doing awesome stuff, being with Top Gun type of people. Like, how did you stay still part?
Gaming?
Yeah.
So right after boot camp and I got to my first unit, I was able to go home for a little bit. I reside in California and my base was in Washington State. And I had a built computer, which I lugged, like I packed it. I drove all the way 12 hours to my location. Still clear, just quiet. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Just get closer,
Okay.
Wilson's always the perfectionist here. But you're doing good. Shout out to Mr. Urban World is in the building. So just gotta say that. But keep going.
So I had my computer. I went to Washington State and it was like raining like crazy the first time I got there. And lucky I met somebody that I went to school with, like military school, AIT. And he helped bring my PC up to my my barracks room. So pretty much I was still playing my PC games on my off time in the military in the barracks. I did pick up a PS4, so I was also playing that. And I got really into Destiny with the other soldiers in the barracks. So Destiny 1 was really big for me. But during that time, I also like I got deployed, came back, got married, and then
Oh man, that isn't that the story of like every soldier got deployed, came back, you either deploy and come back and get married, or you get married, deploy, and get divorced. It's one of those two. So you did it right. You did it right. That's a good on you. You're like, I got the process down.
Yeah. It's rough out there being in a
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. You get really close to your bunk mates down the range, I can imagine.
Yeah, I was really close with everyone.
Yeah, no. So, all right. So you got married, right? Mm-hmm. You decide to leave the military, and you actually were in the reserves for a second. So I do want to call that out. Game. So this is around 2017, 2018. I know there's like a little person pops up around that time as well, because you have 2 kids, and one's right around
6 years old. So I have a son that's 6, and also a daughter that's 1. So I did get deployed in 2014. I came back 2015, got married, had a son on the way that year as well. So I was still playing PC games at that time, and then eventually I got out in 2017, and then joined the reserves as an IT specialist. Still continue gaming the whole time. There was a phase where I was playing a lot of fighting games as well, but that was like before I went to the military and all of that. So I'm an all-around gamer. Playing different platforms and also different genres. But yeah, my youngest now she's 1 year old. And that's kind of why it's kind of hard for me to game and do content at the same time, or you don't see me live all the time, stuff like that.
No, I think one of the things where I was like, oh, he has a baby in the house was like, I don't know what I was doing. I was like coming back from like a night of dancing or something. Mm-hmm. And it's like 2:30, 3 a.m. and you're like live. And so I like go to your channel and you're like, I'm gaming.
I whisper.
Like you're like whispering and I'm like, why is he whispering? And then it like dawned on me that, you're on baby duty right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's super cool. And I think it's super cool how you've laid the groundwork to say gaming helps you to read. Because I could definitely see you, like, your wife's like, why are you gaming so much? And you're like, well, I'm helping the kids read. Like, I can definitely see this happening with you. So,
exactly, because look at kids these days. They're my son is so good at reading just because he's always on the iPad, and he learns how to read like so easily and playing Roblox, and he's asking me all sorts of questions now, referring to the games and stuff.
No, you can ask SPG this, but I think seriously, when we play Rainbow Six, when we had the whole Stadia community, there was always like, besides like certified doctor, there's always like these other people who would carry the team, and I swear they were like 6 and 7 year olds. Just like carrying us like as a team. It's like first grade student, like help us. So no, I definitely think kids now are like, not only can read, they're like motor skills are out the roof. Like, I don't know what gaming's going to look like. I do know in the future Stadia will be there. I just don't know what it's going to look like, but I totally expect Purple Haze will not be a competitive gamer. I will always have my chill vibes and stuff,
Yeah.
So as we talk about, your gaming journey, and I definitely want to get into your like streaming career and some of the ups and downs, and also you're an entrepreneur, so I want to dig a little deeper in that. Okay. But when you just think in general about your entire gaming career, what is like your favorite moment. It could be like you beat a game. It could be you beat your brother in a combat thing. Like, what do you look back on and say, that moment is like one of my favorite moments of gaming that I will judge every other moment of gaming by?
So my favorite moment of gaming would probably be when I was playing World of Warcraft. So I was really heavy in World of Warcraft when it first came out. I played that game like even I just recently got off of it, probably like last year. Um, but that time I was like 13 years old in middle school. Um, Nobody around my age is playing that type of game because there's a monthly subscription. I'm only able to play it because my brother, he lets me use his account. So essentially, I was playing that game a lot. I became a off tank, which was really really big during that time. Like, so pretty much I was like a necessity for my guild. And being like a little 13-year-old, it was kind of amazing. And then my guild was also like a lot of local people. So one time we had gaming, like a gaming, what was it? Gaming center, where they have like computers, like a LAN center. Um, and they wanted to pick me up. They're just like, "Hey, we're gonna go do this raid, and we want you to join because I'm the tank." And I was like, I'm like 13 years old. I like never met these people. They're like 20, 21.
They're grown.
Yeah, they're grown. Yeah,
They're like big high school students. That's
yeah,
what I used to think of
college kids and
Yeah.
stuff. And they're like, "Oh, we'll pay for your time and everything." So we're doing the raid. We're almost about to finish the boss, and I ran out of time and I disconnected. So we all wiped it. We all wiped it. That was the end of it. But it was fun. We had like
I
at least
love like
20
somewhere
people in
else
there.
on the other side of the internet's like, I never went back to WoW because of WiNDStaR. We were doing so well, and then that they just screwed us. They
Yeah.
screwed the clan. I love that. I love the story. Like, it's not like some like you won. It was like you got invited. They believed in you, and then you said, "You want to know what? I'm disconnecting. Peace. Y'all get to my level."
They should have paid for more of my time.
That's the entrepreneur side. That's the entrepreneur side that I want to get into. So, Win by Design. Tell us more about it. What made you jump into it? This is huge.
Okay, so Win by Design. I wanted to like pretty much like it was really simple. I got a Cricut, which is those things that you could cut stickers and decals and stuff. Um, and I saw a good deal on it online. Like I was on Facebook Marketplace just looking at things, and somebody was selling like the top of the line one for like $200. So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go snag it." I didn't know anything about it. I just picked it up, and then I started learning how to use it, how to cut stickers, cut decals, and like stuff like that. And then after that, I learned how to put it on a shirt. So essentially, I bought the press and stuff like to heat it up, and then I just launched my brand that way. And then I wanted to associate it with myself. I've been WiNDStaR for a while. And then I was like, what could I incorporate? How can I make a name or a brand out of my name? So I just like Win by Design. It just rang to me. And then I looked at the letters and I was like, what can I, um, I like to win, I like to be like an innovator, like try new things. And then the end, nonstop, determined. So I felt like, when I get into something, I try to strive to like do better and do, just do a little bit more and but not just like, even if I'm faulty at something, just try to improve and, tackle it. So I was like, I'm just going to launch the brand like that. And then, created a website and picked off from there.
Awesome. And take a little break. I know Main Games, your partner in crime here. Y'all just launched a series. Shout out to Main Games. Shout out to Sanchez. I saw you in the chat. You were the first one. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And yeah, just shout out to the chat. I love y'all just like talking and communicating and going on. Love it. Keep it going. I'm reading your comments as we go. and Geek to Sneak, if I did not shout you out, I know I saw you earlier, but I can't remember shouting you out.
Oh, you did. You did.
Did I? Okay. Okay. All right. I got to give my fellow Texan, Geek, I think you're from Texas. I'm pretty sure I know that. Got to give my fellow Texan there. I'm a former Texan, as many of y'all know. Got to give them a little, little love there. All right. So, you have your brand, you have your own business, you're rocking it. You're like Russell Simmons, doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Why start streaming? What led you to game streaming?
So what led me to game streaming was, playing games. You always have that in the back of your mind. You want to stream. You want to showcase like your skills or your gameplay, or you always just want to be a streamer, like in the back of your mind, or at least in my back of my mind, I wanted to do that. But so I was like, I was watching a lot of people's streaming, and I was like, if all of them could do it, why can't I? So what I eventually did was, I had a baby too. She's like a few months old, and then my wife was like, I was like, I want to stream, and she's like, oh, just wait till the baby's older. But in my mind is like, if I wait, it's probably never gonna happen.
Well, put your foot down. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did y'all hear the bass in WiNDSTAR's voice right there? He's like, yeah. He gets whipped. Just kidding.
So what I did was, I follow a lot of on Twitter. I follow a lot of things to get deals, and I started seeing deals on a microphone, a headset, and camera and stuff like that. So I was just slowly gathering all the things. First, it was a mic, because I was like, I was using a headset mic, and I didn't really like how it sounded. Just like when I played games with other people, like my friends. So I started out with the mic, and then the headset. I needed a new headset because I wanted to hear the footsteps and stuff. Yeah,
we all do that when we first figure out that games can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I just found that out not too long ago. It's like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And then after that, I saw the camera that I'm using. It was half off, so I got that on Black Friday. So I received all the stuff, and I was like, man, I should just start streaming. And then shout out to Dr. Cheesesteak that's on Twitch right now watching. That same day, I reached out to him. He's my coworker, so I reached out to him, and I was like, hey, I'm about to stream. I'm about to go live. And he's like, oh, I'll watch you. And before that, I did a quick crash course. I was like, what do you do when you stream? How do you stream? Because I didn't watch streamers back then, so I watched a quick YouTube video how to stream, how to be a streamer. And then they said, oh, just talk about what you do while you're playing a game and stuff like that. I was like, okay. And then he was watching, and I went live with Phoenix Point on Google Stadia. And I was just gaming, vibing, and I was chatting with him, and then so I was getting my experience that way. But everything was just like I just jumped into it essentially. That's how I got into streaming. And then I try to improve. Mm-hmm.
No, keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, okay, no worries. And then that time I was using just this headset and the mic for that stream. And then my second stream, I actually used a microphone. So I was constantly trying to improve. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I got into streaming.
Kept you there. And I'm an early, I'm just in the beginning of my streaming journey here. So far, what's been your favorite moment or favorite thing about streaming?
I think just meeting a lot of people, what we're doing now, and collaborating and talking to a lot of people. What I wanted to get out of streaming too was because now I'm at a cubicle, an office desk. I'm not really talking to people, and I'm losing my communication skills. So, for me to meet all these new people, like you, Purple Haze, the Klimax, SPG, Main Games, and Squids, and everybody. I think that's the best moments of my streaming career is just getting into doing stuff with everybody.
No, I agree. I think that just creating community. I think gaming brings people together. It's been proven that. I often talk about how games historically have been able to bring people together, and I just love everything you do. Like, even when you say you're upset, like you showed me an angry tweet you one time sent, and I was like,
I mean, it wasn't really upset.
You're like, talk
angry.
about that experience though, because I think that's really important to understanding who you are.
Okay, so like sometimes like before I started streaming, I was still active in the Stadia community, as I am now. Uh, so like when people start saying that Stadia is dead or things like that, or like they keep saying the community is dragging Stadia down and stuff like that. Um, like what I would like tweet out thoughts, but I keep it like like not like trying to get mad or anything. I just say what's on my mind. I'm like, everyone's out here gaming. I don't really see that side of like how people are saying that the community is dragging Stadia down and this and that. So I would just like write like long tweets of like how I felt. And it gained a little bit of traction here and there. But yeah, it wasn't nothing like crazy. Yeah.
No, I love it. Well, note to everyone out there, good thing to tweet out thoughts. Don't tweet out pics because sometimes that gets you in trouble. So good thing on when you started tweeting out thoughts is good thing for you to do. We definitely need to keep you in the community. But I know you had a couple, there was one time at this point, just, I'm not sure if you want to talk about it and maybe we don't hit on it, but, GFN, do you want to talk a little bit about that experience, or is that, hit or miss?
I mean, there was not much going on with GFN, but so I was like, I tweeted my thoughts about because it was like the exodus when Stadia content creators is going to GFN and stuff like that. And I tweeted something like about my thoughts or whatever. So GFN hit me up, or they like at me. It was like, hey, the 3080 tier is here. You should check it out. And then I was just like, so I sent a tweet like, so I'm talking about Stadia and GFN just hits me up. But at that time, it was nothing really. Like I welcome like every cloud and every platform and everything. But it was just like a weird, funny moment that like how did GFN caught on like what I was saying. I'm like I'm nobody.
You're an influencer. That's why you're an influencer. No, I like how obviously I know we have some people who are very much into GFN. No, but I think like just the reason I want to highlight that is just, it speaks, I think, a lot about you, the integrity of you. I would not think of anything different than one of the premier soldiers from the premier army in the world. So definitely think you're staying the course there. And then, I'm going to ask you just two more questions and then, see if chat has anything going on. First question is, if you could create any game, all right, any games, this could be like a cross collaboration of genres. This could be like a remake of a game. This could even be like what Activision does with Call of Duty. You're just like, I want to create the same game. You can create any game. What game would it be?
So it would definitely have to be like a real-time strategy game, like a top-down, kind of like Warcraft 3 and StarCraft. Like something along those lines. Maybe like a real-time strategy game with like samurais, like a feudal era, kind of like the Total War games, but played like StarCraft or Warcraft, like gaining resources and like pumping out units and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm more of like a real-time strategy player back in the days or growing up. I know Lo-Fi was saying he sees me as like a FPS gamer. So yeah, I thank him for that. I mean, yeah, but I feel like I have my areas where I may be good at some games, or I don't know what I'm saying. I'm rambling now.
No.
But
yeah, and I'm lying. There's going to be another question, then I'm going to get to you in main games and we're what you're doing there. because obviously we're about building community, and I always want to showcase everything that's going on, especially to my favorite gamers in you and Maine. But the question I have is, if you could have any Stadia feature, because I know you play Stadia, what feature would it be? Or what do you think Stadia could do better?
I think I know before the event, I wanted them to have a way to direct stream with webcam, because I felt like it'll be a good way to get even more people to stream and create content, kind of like what Luna is doing now. But I think they just need to just capitalize on their features more, because like how Mortal Kombat has what's that feature where like you can have people queue up with you, and like once you play a match, then somebody will get forced into the game. I forgot what was it called? Crowd play,
crowd choice.
Yeah,
choice crowd playing
I feel
games.
They just need to embed it more in like more games essentially, and hopefully they could just pick up promoting Stadia more, because the features right now is already awesome. I don't know what else they really need to like push it to the next level.
No, I think they are, but always have to put it out there. I was tweeted by Stadia today, so I'm feeling super high. I'm like, they're taking my content seriously. Even though I think all I told them was Contra was my favorite game growing up. But
they do have those questions.
So I'm like, oh man, I'm there. I'm almost there. So, but yes, Contra on NES. You'll want to know, that was my game growing up. Even without the 30 lives you would do with the code.
Konami code.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So tell us about what you're doing on your channel, what you're doing with Maine.
So me and Maine, we're working on more collaborations. We did make a collaboration playlist where it's pretty much like the content that we created already, just all in one on both our channels. But we are working on like a series type. We're gonna be playing xCloud for Gears of War, because I never played Gears of War. I never played Xbox until this generation. So I'm slowly getting into playing those games that I miss, because to me it's all about the games, and I just go where the games are. But I would never bash like another company or another like a console. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No.
So right now we're doing Gears of War. Yeah.
Gears of War, no, great game, and I love it. I love it. Like, definitely not about bashing other. If my thing is, if you enjoy playing a game, I want you to enjoy it wherever you are, however you want to play it, whatever game it is. Because I think if people play games more, the world will be a better place. You know what I mean? Like,
and especially play games, like you don't have to like play games that are for you. You don't have to play a game that you don't like and just drown on it. And if you're not enjoying it, then what's the point of playing?
I mean, we got Ron here. I always pictured Ron as a Peppa the Pig type of gamer. And I got to check this game out, because Ron's talking about it. Squids cannot stop singing the praise of Peppa the Pig. Like, I don't know what's going on with Peppa, but I got to go play this game now, because everybody's like talking about it.
I know Ninja Guy X played it.
I know. Look at that. Like everybody's playing it. But with that, thank you so much, WiNDStaR, for joining. Thank you so much for chat. Also, chat, if you have any questions, please get them in now. About to shut down the stream, or if there's any comments you want to make. I know Squids is like talking to himself on like every single channel, so it's kind of funny to see. But thank you all so much for coming. Just put out really quick again. WiNDStaR, where can they find you? What are you doing next? Obviously, I think you just said it, but go ahead.
Yeah, so you can find me at on YouTube as WiNDStaR715. I am also on Twitch as WiNDStaR715. and Twitter, WiNDStaR715. Easy as yeah. So as of right now, I'm doing a playthrough of Valkyria Chronicles 4 on Google Stadia. So I do that. I upload 2 times a week on that game, and also doing Tales of Arise on PC. Um, yeah, and I'm working on content. Trying to like see what other content I could do. Trying to just be a little bit, do something new and different. But I'm still in the building stage of that. So definitely be on the lookout.
Yeah, and shout out to Chariot Man. Thank you for
Cherry
stopping by. And there you go. It's squids everywhere. And I think we have a question from Maine. Did I miss it, Maine? Basically, Maine was asking, here you go. What tip would you give to people wanting to create content?
What tip?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, first off, the tip was like if you're thinking about doing content or creation, just dive into it. Your first videos are always going to be the worst, but it's always good to be able to go back and reflect on it, and just trying to improve with everything you do. I mean, now like I try to like kind of like what you did. You introduced like an intro and outro, and I started embedding that maybe on my third video, but just definitely keep striving and being consistent, and you'll just gain the experience and knowledge, and just keep pushing forward. I think that's the best way to go about content creating.
And we have another question from Simpleton. Simpleton, let us know if you beat Darksiders 3 yet. I'm waiting on that to see what you think about the ending, because it is a cool ending. So you got to keep us up to date when you actually roll the credits on that game. But his question is, if you were given a blank check by Stadia, what's the one thing you would do?
Like a blank check, like if Stadia was to like offer me money, essentially, or what?
Yeah, like so. Would you go buy lotto tickets? Like, what would you do? No,
Um,
joking. Obviously, what would you do at Stadia? Like, what would you do at Stadia?
like if they offered me money?
No, or you
Blank
had
check.
blank check to go do whatever you want. I'm assuming, Simpleton, you mean for the platform. Or let's answer both. You were given just money by Stadia, and then Stadia said, "Hey, WiNDStaR, we're going to give you money, but you have to help the platform." So 2 questions. What would you do with just someone giving you a blank check? And what would you do for the platform?
If they gave me a blank check or to do whatever, I would just like just buy things that would help me build my my content creation things. And then if they did offer me money, like it would be a good opportunity. Like if Stadia reached out and I was creating content with them, I would definitely do it, but I wouldn't like bash like other platforms. I'll
You're not
like
a basher. Not
I'm not
a platform. Not a platform basher here. Okay.
Yeah.
Not enough platform. This is not Cowboy, y'all. This is not Cowboy.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely will work with them. I would definitely like create content, of course. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Cowboy, happy birthday, Cowboy. Coming in at the end, sneaking in.
Cowboy.
Happy birthday. We were just talking about your kicks earlier today, Cowboy. Happy birthday. Another person just really doing so much for the community. Thank you for stopping by. I know it's your birthday, and I know you're doing tons of stuff. So thank you again, WiNDStaR, for coming in. And to the rest of chat. Next week, I have some personal things to tend to, so I will be in everyone else's chat most likely, but I will not be doing my normal show next week. But the week after, I'm hoping to have a really special surprise for y'all. So please come, stay tuned for that. Obviously, I'll be putting it on Twitter. I'll probably be cross-promoting it on a couple of channels, but really hoping to land that. So just be on the lookout for that. And last but not least, and as I said, if anybody has any comments they want to get in, please get them in. Oh, cowboy, trying to change the narratives. You see what he's trying to do, y'all? He's trying to make me the bully. Am I a bully? Am I a bully? Come on, you can't be a bully with this smile. You can't be a bully, right? You could be a psycho with this smile, but you can't be a bully.
That's why you know.
I don't know. Thank you again, Cherry Man. Just thank you so much for the community first coming out to support. And if you ever want to reach me, like I said, please reach me on Twitter. But with that, I just want to say once again, thank you for coming. This is Purple Haze.
Thanks, everyone.
And the proof is in the playing. Thank you.
Peace, y'all.